Our guest is David Bonasera, whose company is Environmentally Safe Products and Procedures. Welcome back.
Thank you, Terry. It's been a while. I've missed you on having you as my sidekick for all those years, but I'm doing my thing and got a new company I want to talk about.
You've got a new company you want to talk about?
Aside from,
we're having way too much fun.
It's Environmentally Safe Products and Procedures, something I started in the 80s. Came up here to Los Angeles, got it started because I was an indoor air quality expert down in Los Angeles. Came up here, tried to get it going, couldn't get it going, so I went back to my marble and tile restoration.
But let's say the same thing differently for our audience, which is you were a really early adopter trying in the early 90s to get us to use environmentally safe products. And fortunately, you had another business, cleaning tile and stone, to fall back on.
It was the 80s, actually.
Yeah.
It was way back in the 80s before it was popular. So that's the thing that was really interesting. And I called it Environmentally Safe Products and Procedures because a lot of the products that we use, we sell to the public. And I do that because a lot of times something simple enough to clean, seal, or restore something, and they don't know what to use. They don't know what the pros are using. So always had environmentally safe products, but the procedures came to, is you can have any product, but if you don't know the cleaning procedures of how to do it, for instance, like maids, they just push dirt around, and that's pretty much all they do. So we're trying to fix that, so use the best cleaning products and the proper procedures to get it done correctly.
Well, my recollection is that you haven't been willing to sell the kind of environmentally safe products that you use in your business to the public for a long time, but you now got a line of products you're comfortable with?
Well, yeah, we have the Stone Pro products. And the thing with the Stone Pro products is the sealers are VOC compliant, okay, which VOC is volatile organic compound. And the thing with that, Terry, is that most sealers that you get are solvent, and they have to be sold in quarts. Our stuff is sold in quarts, but it can be sold in gallons and 5 gallons and drums because it is VOC compliant. It's not that it's water-based, it's solvent-based. And the difference between water-based and solvent-based is water-based has a larger molecular structure, and I won't go into the whole science of that. And so the thing is about products is for people who have emphysema, who have asthma, and even people who have chemical sensitivities, odors really affect them. And a lot of my product, I would say almost all my products, there's probably 2 to 5% that are not VOC compliant. But the whole thing is to make them safe and to have the odor low. And I did that, going into this whole thing environmentally a long time ago because I used to work with AFM, American Formulating Manufacturing, for people who are chemically sensitive. So that's, since the 80s, has always been in my realm. But with Stone Pro products or the Magic Al or the Better Bio products, is which I'm here for today, I really want to keep the VOC, so high performance products that can be used in industrial work as well as in your home.
Well, talk a little bit about that. When you say in your home, because most of our audience is going to be people in residence, is it being used indoors, outdoors, or both?
It can be used indoors or outdoors. I mean, I have the product 7-in-1, Problem Solved, Gentle Giant, and Clear Reflections. Now, the 7-in-1 product is a more higher concentrated product, so it's very, very strong. And the Problem Solved is it's diluted basically down in half. Both of the products, though, will remove grout haze and epoxy grout haze off your stone when a contractor does some doofus thing like, not clean up well, and then they come in with vinegar or an acid and ruin your stone. Well, This can solve that problem. Gentle Giant, on the other hand, is a good degreaser. It's endorsed by the Ceramic Tile Institute of America, but it's safe enough to degrease your stainless steel hoods, okay? And your refrigerators. Then I had Clear Reflections simply because Windex, which is a keeling, can etch polished marble. So I developed something with some other gentlemen to actually make this so it doesn't etch the stone, and it cleans really nice. It shrink dries just like ammonia, but it has no VOC, it has no odor, and they are USDA listed. And 2 of the products, the Gentle Giant and the Problem Solved, are on the preferred list, USDA.
So the reason for me making the distinction is I think it's real important for our audience to understand how much importance there is in using these kind of products indoors, that when you hear about air pollution, it's outside, and typically indoor air pollution is 3 to 5 times as bad. generally unsafe. So using the kind of products you're talking about is really important indoors.
It is, Terry. I mean, a lot of people are going green now, but you still have powder abrasives, okay? Even Bonami, okay? It's a powder, and when you shake that powder, it gets airborne, okay? And it could be gone through your membranes. Your membranes are your mouth, your nose, your eyes, and your ears. Those are membranes that are very sensitive, and people go, gee, your ears and your eyes, you know, but it can't. Mold can really drag your immune system down, break your chromosomes really fast, just by getting in your ears and your eyes. And people really don't even know that. But one of the things is in the indoor air quality is, you know, just good hygiene in your house. That is, you know, vacuuming the house. Keeping, wood floors are better than carpet, you know, because keeping the dust down. And a lot of the cleaning products, it's really, really important because when your house gets hot in the afternoon, like in the summer, a lot of those building materials start to outgas. Paints and stuff. Now the paints, since I started this and you were, you know, back with the state of California in the 70s, things were a lot more toxic. They're getting better now. They're becoming green. But a lot of the green products, Terry, are acidic or they're an alkaline based, which can hurt natural stone, which the better bioproducts do not hurt natural stone. That's really the difference. So I would say there's green and then there's USDA. It's way ahead. Green will eventually be a derivative because this is 80% bio-based, listed with USDA under OCP, which is organic crop production. Now, Terry, how green can you get with that? That's recycled.
Well, I want to get back to USDA, but let's just reiterate, because you mentioned dust being kicked up from the air from cleaning products. That's the other major pollutant that we have in our lives, ozone and particulate pollutants. And if the particles are too small for your lungs to handle, it's like injecting asbestos in there.
The other thing too is, like, people love their pets. And people go, oh, my cats are really nice, but you know, cats are not the cleanest animal. And you have pet dander. Okay, so you have carpeting, so you got your dust mites, which is they just happen to occur, and they grow, and then you have your pet dander. And that can cause a problem. And then you get into the winter months where it becomes more damp, and with the right humidity and the right temperature conditions, you know, you can start the mold, not so much in the house, but in the bathroom in certain areas. You know, there's all kinds of tricks, and I want to get into mold because it's very, very complicated, and it's at least 3 other shows.
Yeah, at least that.
But you're right, the particulates are very, very important, plus the VOC. You know, you have oven cleaner, a lot of the stove cleaner. The Gentle Giant here is really absolutely incredible for degreasing stainless steel hoods. But the thing is that the Gentle Giant's strong enough to degrease stainless steel. And I've done like 29 YouTube videos, which are on my website, betterbio.net.
Yeah, and those show up on the, anytime David's name shows up, the website's there. Go check it out if you're interested in this. He's got 29, half-hour shows on there.
Not yet.
On
don't have the shows yet, but what they are is training videos. And the reason why I did the training videos, again, products and procedures, well, the whole key of this is that I saw the other company that I took it over from. What they did was, people always say, you talk on the phone, they say, well, okay, how do you use this stuff? And you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And I got tired of it. I said, I don't want to talk to people all day long and say the same thing. I mean, it's bad enough I like to hear myself speak, and I talk all the time, and you can't get to the word edge when we're talking.
You may actually have some interest in doing the work for your business as well.
But the thing is, what I did, Terry, on betterbio.net is I made videos that was showing how to get rid of epoxy grout haze, how to get rid of regular grout haze, how to degrease fryers, I even have this little thing where I'm doing a barbecue, you know, and I do this little, you know, Cabbage Patch gig at the end, but you know, it's a cute video, but you get it. It's how do you clean your barbecue? Degrease it, because a lot of the products that they're using now for degreasing are really, they smell. And most of the people that come to you, Breathe California, cannot deal with that. And that's the whole factor. That's why I've been doing this for so long, and I'm still doing the same thing, and I'm trying to keep it VOC. And people go, oh, you're green? I'm like, yeah. You're like, in the 80s, where have you been? Welcome to the party.
So one of the things you mentioned in the first half of the show, USDA is what?
That is the United States Department of Agriculture.
And they have some sort of certification product on organics, or what type of certification were you talking about?
Terry, you have to be 80% bio-based. It's not like this green stuff that's diluted floor stripper and cucumbers. And, you know, some of the stuff's okay, but a lot of this green stuff, Terry, is just a bunch of hogwash.
So for our audience, what we're saying is just because somebody's put something's green or environmental on the label doesn't make it. So you have some belief in the USDA certification process?
Okay, here's the interesting thing. To get green, you got to pay them money, and you get your green certification if you're within certain realms.
Yeah,
okay? Which is really loose cap, by the way.
This is not a bribe, it's to pay them to actually test.
You're greasing somebody's palms, Terry. Let's just put the money on the table. Okay, this is really about money. USDA, your stuff has to be tested by a certified USDA lab. You must meet the 80% bio-based minimum to even have them even look at you, and then to get on their list. Then to get on the preferred list is even harder. So this stuff is tested, Terry. Every year this stuff is tested, and you cannot change, you cannot alter, you cannot say, gee, we have to take this chemical out because the EPA, this stuff is 80% bio-based, listed under OCP, organic crop production.
So that means the Department of Agriculture is saying that if you follow these procedures, you can call yourself organic as well?
It rocks, Terry. It's bio-based.
There are rocks in the organic production?
It's only because I do tile and stone anyway. So, but the thing is that it's 80% bio-based. That's really high level. You can't, it isn't, you buy into USDA. You have to pass with their criteria. Green, I've had people go, yeah, well, you know, if you give us, you know, $3,000, we'll be happy to put, you know, the green sticker on it. And I'm like, forget it. You know, it's a waste of money. The whole green thing, it's about, everybody's on the take about being green, and it's about being money. Terry, I was doing this stuff before it was popular. Yeah. And the point is, why I'm doing this is, one, because it really does work, and two, is that it has no VOC. It's not going to hurt anybody. Terry, the only thing this product doesn't like is latex, siliconized latex. So yes, it will destroy the caulking in your shower around your perimeter, but you shouldn't have that anyway in your shower perimeter because it mildews. Okay, you should have grout or epoxy grout or something like that. But that's about the only thing it doesn't like. Aside from that, it works really, really well. And on betterbio.net, I have all the videos to show actually how it works. One of the things that got me into this, aside from the safety, Terry, really was because I did this. I didn't have a lot of money to do this. I had a very extensive guitar collection.
And you sold your guitars?
I sold half my guitar collection to finance this.
Wow.
So when people say to me, do you believe in this product? Yeah, ask the guy in the Midwest who has a Maple Custom Shop Martin guitar that he got for half the price of market. Or the guy that has a 52 reissue gold top Les Paul with P90 pickups in it, who turned around a week later.
So the lesson here is, in your 20, collect guitars so that you can pay to expand your business in your 50s?
No, I used to have over 50 guitars.
Wow.
And most of them I bought from Guitar Showcase here in San Jose.
Well, so how's it going so far? Who are you selling the product to?
Well, right now, Terry, we're getting a lot of local distributors, all natural tile, as a matter of fact, in San Jose and Burlingame. Just picked up the line Castillo's. Also in San Jose, they're a restaurant supply company. And the thing that's cool about that is they take old restaurant equipment, they refurbish it, and then they sell it to startups who don't have the money to really get started. And we did all our stainless steel videos over at Castillo's. And really, really nice people. And they helped us along, so they picked up the line because they use it and they want to sell it for people who are degreasing also. And we're looking at a large chain right now who's very interested in picking up a grocery chain who's looking at picking it up. Plus, we're looking at also this thing called green prisons we're trying to get into. And they want to use the green products. One, they're safer, and you're not going to hurt you know, the inmates with it.
So explain that. I mean, it's not, we probably don't have a lot of prisoners watching, but Never heard of what a green prison is. Well, you never can tell.
Greenprisons.org. It's a lot of the prisons are going green.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a lot of benefits to it for the prisoners, but a lot of benefit is for people too. The products are safer. No one gets hurt. There are no problems with inmate to inmate, and everybody's just being more conscious. And a lot of prisons are going to it. It seems to be working very, very well, and you know, it's free labor, Terry, pretty much. Well, they're, you know, they got to keep the places up. They got to keep it clean, you know. But a lot of the stuff they were using, even though they're prisoners, and you wouldn't care. Unfortunately, in this country, they're still humans, and we have that factor of taking care of their health, whether they're incarcerated or not. So going green seems to be a benefit, and it's really a big hit right now in the prison system, and it's growing. Not all of them. There's a lot of big ones, you know, but a lot of them are going that direction.
Well, and I think the real point then is that anybody, particularly indoors, desperately needs to use clean products. It's real scary if you look from a OSHA, that's Occupational Health and Safety for Workers, standpoint at the warnings you have on some kind of products, and you say to yourself, why in the world isn't the consumer getting these warnings? We all need to, in our homes, have everything much safer.
A lot of the bigger companies, Terry, really aren't telling the truth of how bad stuff is. We had for years, Terry, we had a lot of stuff exposed on environmental concerns that we looked at. I mean, you brought the one gentleman who was talking about plastics. Mm-hmm. Okay. Plastics, if they're microwave, plastics, if they're in your car and they get too hot, can give off a toxic gas. Well, that toxic gas is a carcinogen. Hello, McFly, is anybody home? That stuff's really bad, but yet we're freezing our bottles of water and we're leaving them, you know, in the car, and then we're putting them back in the refrigerator. We've already proven, Terry, without a shadow of a doubt, it's undisputed, that that is a toxin. 65% of our foods are processed. Okay, so let's see, gee, with all that plastics and processed foods, gee, we have a huge thing of uterus cancer and prostate cancer on the rise. And we're just murdering ourselves with all this stuff in the name of, you know, plastics. And I mean, I don't like plastics. I wish it was all glass. But you know what? Plastics are taking over. It's snowballing, and there's not a thing we can do about it. Okay, let's take natural stone. A lot of people have polished marble. Most of the green products etch polished marble. They're acidic. Okay? What does that mean? That means if little Johnny or Susie drinks it, it could really harm them because it's acidic in nature. It's an acid. Well, lemons and most foods are acidic too. But going with the surfactants and everything that's in them, I don't know that it's really that healthy. I don't know, a lot of people get stuff off the shelves that say it's green, it's labeled green, but the real kicker, Terry, is the VOC. And that's the thing that's really important. You know, spray cans, they're not good, okay? You know, we can tell Al Gore about his hairspray too, you know? I'm not gonna let that one go without throwing that one low and in the dirt. But for the most part, it's the aerosols we need to get rid of. Yeah. Okay, but a lot of the products, they say, oh, gee, this is green. I mean, I love green products because I fix natural stone for a living. So it's my 401k. I love it. Between maids, janitorial services who aren't properly trained on natural stone, I get to fix it all and I love it. But that's why when we come in and clean, we're using the better bioproducts because it deep cleans, does what we need it to do, and my employees like it because it has no smell and no one gets hurt. Their skin doesn't get burned, nothing. It's really, truly safe. And, you know, when someone gets hurt in my company, Terry, which I don't remember the last time that happened, that's a lot of paperwork. And I'm too busy to do all that paperwork, Terry, so
and lost work time and other
and lost work time. You just don't want to. You just be safe. It's more expensive to have somebody out of work than it is to buy the products for them to be, you know, to have the right safety products for them. You know, and I get on my people about eye protection, ear protection, and stuff like that, and dust.
And we need to do all of that stuff at home when we're working on these things.
Well, we do, but you know, it's like when you're working out in the yard, we still got herbicides that we have. We still got, you know, a lot of the pesticides. They're getting better, but we still need them. We still have, I mean, everybody's got a can of Raid, you know, generally around. because of pests and stuff, and we have to deal with it. A lot of the ultrasonic stuff really doesn't fly, really doesn't work all that well. I have tried it, I've sent it back to the stores. So the technology will eventually get better, but we're still using some of the cleaning products that are not good. For instance, toilet bowl cleaner is an acid. Okay, we've gone from hydrofluoric acid to a much less abrasive acid to clean the toilet bowl. Okay, Magic Al, a buddy of mine, Al Spate down in Los Angeles, he has a Magic Al's bowl cleaner. Well, it's a non-acidic bowl cleaner. Okay, so it sanitizes the bowl and does what it needs to do, but it doesn't etch the stone. Well, if any of the children are drinking a lot of these household products accidentally because mommy isn't watching and they get into it, you know how kids are, it could damage them. It could really hurt them badly. They can get their skin burned. So the whole thing is to have the safe products, and that's what I try to do here, is to make everything safe.
So we got about 45 seconds left. Next week, we're going to talk with Willow Glen neighborhood activist Steve Klein about San Jose's general plan and Green Vision program. Any comments on that?
No, I like what he's doing. I like what Mayor Reed is doing with the Green Movement. Pretty much, I think he's behind that, and I'm totally for what he's doing and what Mayor Reed is doing. Both of them are doing a really, really great job, and we got to move farther green. And I think San Jose's doing a great job and leading the way in this, and I'm very happy to see that.
So 10, 15 seconds, you got any last minute words of wisdom? If not,
proper prior planning prevents perplexing problems. BetterBioSolutions.net.
Say it again, because I interrupted.
You're going to make me do this again. Proper prior planning prevents perplexing problems.
And there you have it from
Better Biosolutions.
David Bonasera. See you next week.